Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a little video with trying out some drugstore items that I picked up today. It's not brand new makeup, but it's new to me. But I also want to say thank you so much for clicking on my video, because that means it was interesting enough for you to even click on it and see what this is about, and it means the world to me so much. So thank you for clicking on it, and I hope you stay and I hope you watch and see how this goes. But if not, I understand, and let's just go ahead and get into the video. So I picked up this Glow Gleam Beam highlighting palette, the light one. So I have seen people like, I think she goes by Taylor Wynn now, the Taylor. She used this and she loved it so much, so I really wanted to try it and see how I like that palette. e.l.f. Camo Concealer, the hydrating one. I picked up Fair Beige, and I'm interested to see how this goes because I am not a fan of the first one at all. It is way too drying. Then I picked up the e.l.f. Glow Dewy Mist. So I'm going to give this a try. I don't know if I want to put this on before or after my makeup. I did pick up the NYX Bare With Me Tinted Skin Veil. I was interested in trying this because you guys know I love my Age Perfect foundation so freaking much. I want to try some skin tints, and I feel like I've heard good reviews on this, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to give it a try today. And then I picked up the Bare With Me Prime Set and Refresh Spray. And then I picked up the cute little complexion set from e.l.f. Look at these things. Are they not adorable? I've never owned a sponge this tiny. And I've never owned a sponge this big. Like, these get huge when they're wet. But they're so soft and fluffy, and I wish you could feel them through the camera, but I know you can't, but they feel nice. And then I picked up the e.l.f. Bite-Sized Eyeshadow in Rosewater. So it's kind of mostly e.l.f. products because that's really what I was interested in trying. And then I picked up like a NYX foundation. And then the rest I'm going to try to supplement, like, you know, drugstore alternatives. I'm gonna go on this Wet n Wild primer, the coconut one, and then I think I'm going to actually put the NYX spray on first as a base. Both of the sprays on these bottles are very fine. It's a little hard to aim with that one though, because it kind of shoots more straight out, but it feels really nice, like it's very gentle. So I'm bringing you in just a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and do the eyes first. So I'm just going to take some of this camo concealer, and usually I use my finger, but since I have the sponges and I want to try them, I'm going to use the sponge to kind of blend it out. This is the weirdest sensation. I have never felt a little tiny sponge on my eye before. So I picked a good color, that's nice. It doesn't look that dewy though. I add a little bit more. I didn't want to go overboard with the concealer on my eye, but at least a good even base for the eyeshadow. I feel like it's almost emphasizing the texture on my eyelid. Like right here. It looks like it's clinging onto... What the heck? Maybe I'll use my finger. Let's see what happens. I'm not a huge fan of how that looks on my eye right now. Let me just use my finger on this side and see. Really a thick consistency, so if you like thick concealers, then you'll probably like this. I'm more of a thinner, I like something a little thinner than this. I enjoyed the Sephora serum like concealer a lot. I like that texture, especially for under my eyes. But I don't know. It almost feels like kind of the same as the original, but just slightly less drying because it's not hydrating really at all. It's, I would imagine if it's hydrating, it's kind of more dewy, and I'm not getting that at all. Like, I'm still getting a matte concealer out of this, so that's not fun. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the eye palette. I love a good cool tony kind of eye look, and like mauves just do that to me. I don't get it, but it's so beautiful. So let's go ahead and take a blending brush. So I'm going to go in with that matte shade in the palette, the cooler tone purple. And we're going to try it on the eye. This would be a really pretty color to just wash all over the eye, I think, personally. Not too pigmented, but it also is pigmented, so it's delivering a nice wash, which is nice. That's pretty. I love this shade. Is there a name for it? No? Okay. It almost kind of reminds me of the shade Buen Fresco in the Modern Renaissance. So this is the e.l.f. shade, and then this is the Modern Renaissance one I was talking about. So they're kind of similar, but that one's a lot warmer than this one. I'm going to take the darkest shade in the palette, and I'll lightly dust this on. I'm going to mix the two, actually. I'm going to do circular motions in toward my eye, then kind of flip out, but mostly in first. Kind of want to do a halo eye, like a soft halo, because I feel like this would be a really pretty eye for that. So I'm going to do that, even though I know I just made a video with a soft halo eye, but I feel like you can never have too many options, you know? And I can make more looks with this too. So since these are kind of a soft wash of color, they're not super pigmented, it kind of makes this soft halo eye a little bit more easier to do. So like I'm doing with this, I'm starting on the inner part of my eye, blending inwards, and then kind of bringing it up. And then you can kind of use this to wash the two together. I got a little eye booger. But it's a lot softer and a lot easier, so you don't have to worry about like overdoing it and then it looking a little crazy, you know? Now what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take that darker kind of pinky shade, but I'm focusing it in the center and then kind of bringing it out to the sides. You can either wipe that same finger off or just go in with another one, which I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to take that lighter shade and put that in the center. Put that in the center. If anything, I almost want to wet a brush and just see like what can I get from it from wetting the brush. So let's give that a try. Let's take one of these primer sprays. There we go, just a little bit. I'm taking that pink again. Oh wow, that's pretty. I'm just gonna pat it. Oh, these do beautiful when they're a little damp. Now I'm gonna go in with that lighter shade. Get there. Just to give it a little something something, you know? I think I need a little more definition on the outside, so I'm just gonna go in with that dark shade by itself. And then with no product really on my brush at all, I'm bridging it. I'll take a fluffy brush, the first one, and you can go back in with that first transition shade if you want, or just use it and run it over the edges real quick. It's totally your preference. Sometimes I'll do it with the transition shade on it because it'll soften it a little bit more. And then sometimes I don't want to add more color, so I'll just use this by itself with no product on it just to help soften it. And that's kind of the eye we got going on. I feel like it looks a little funny because I have no other makeup on, but I kind of like it. Definitely the darkest shade in here, don't be scared of it because as you can see, it's very soft. It isn't as dark as it looks in the pan. So that can be either a good thing or a bad thing for you, but it's not bad. So I'm just going to do the same thing again, and I'll come back to you guys when I am finished with this eye. Alright, so this is how the eyes ended up. So now I'm going to take my brow pencil from Wet n Wild. This is the shade Soft Brown. And I'm going to fill in my brows. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the foundation. So I'm going to go in with the NYX Bare With Me foundation. So this is supposed to not streak, look luminous, give 8-hour wear, be breathable, weightless, give a fresh look, you know, even your skin tone and all that. So we'll see how this goes. Ooh, that might be too light. I'll go in with this sponge first, just out of curiosity, and see how it goes. That's actually too light for me. Ruh-roh. That's not good. Alright, so let's give this a try. I mixed it with a little bit of another skin tint I own. I feel like it gave the same coverage that it did by itself, but it definitely is a sheer coverage, like a white coverage. This sponge kind of reminds me of the Wet n Wild one, but I think the Wet n Wild was a little more bouncy. And the Wet n Wild's kind of like my favorite sponge, honestly. I mean, it gives a skin-like finish. I would not say that it's a dewy finish. Is there such thing as a demi-dewy? Because that's what I feel like this is. Now I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. concealer and give this a try. So I'm just going to add the tiniest bit under my eye. I'm going to bring it into the inner corner of my eye just a little. I usually don't like to do a lot under my eye, because then I feel like it gets a little too cakey and it enhances my fine lines under my eyes. I don't know what's going on. Am I tripping? I really don't think it's doing anything for my under eye. Like, what? Guys, is this going to be my first like drugstore tutorial that I don't like? The eye makeup is fine. Like, I don't have a problem with the eye makeup, but I feel like we were starting off good and now it's like going downhill. I am not a huge fan of this at all. I don't like this concealer. I don't. Ugh. Like, how is it making me look dry but also cakey at the same time? Like, it's not dry, but yet it looks horrible under my eyes. Like, it looks like it's emphasizing every bit of texture that could be on my under eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this. So let's just take a little bit of Coty Airspun, and I'm gonna use this to kind of set my face. Especially like where I'm gonna put some of my powder products. Not a lot though. I always kind of take what's in the pan or in the lid. Try the Maybelline Fit Me in Fair under my eyes. Like this whole part right here that's dark versus this. I don't understand. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the under eyes. Yeah. So I'm just going to take that taupe shade, the first shade we use, and I'm just going to run this under my eye. And then I think just a little bit, just a little bit, I'm going to take that dark shade and I'm just really going to keep that close to the lash. But just kind of keep it out here maybe. We do a little on the inner corner. And then you could take like a little bit of the shimmer and put it under here if you're feeling like it. And I'm going to take that palest shade, the lightest shade, and really just stick that in the center. Well, it seems like one thing's going right here, okay? I'm going to take my Milani bronzer because this is a really good drugstore bronzer. This is a very soft wash of bronzer on me if I wanted to do this, but I feel like I kind of want to add a little more. I'm going to try this as a bronzer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder, and it's the shade Coconut, or 355. I'm going to try this as a little bit of a bronzer since it's a little darker, and since I have a little bit more color to me now, this might work. I actually don't have drugstore blushes, but I do have this shade from Makeup Geek in the shade Valentine, so I might do a little dusting of that. And it did say, you know, wet these with a setting mist if you want more payoff from them. Why am I not like in love with this? I'm kind of conflicted. I'm just blending my highlighter and the bronzer and stuff because I really hate having like a streak of highlight on my face. I feel like maybe I'll just go ahead and set my face. I don't know. Okay, the NYX one feels so much better. This one feels a little more aggressive. I always do this just so there's no water drops all over my face. I am so conflicted. I don't know how I feel right now. Let's put some mascara on and a lip, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is how it all came together. I think the lip actually goes with this pretty well. I feel like on camera it's coming off a little more warm than it is in person. But this is the Almay, oops, there goes a sponge. So this is the Almay Worry Less matte lipstick. It's in like the cute little packaging. It's this color right here. And then I did want to make it a little bit more cool tone, so I used the Liquid Catsuit in Chic Got Real. Yeah, Chic Got Real. By Wet n Wild. I suck at lip combinations, so if you don't like this one, it's okay. I totally get it. It was this or clear gloss, so I tried my best. And then for mascara, I used the Lash Sensational Curvitude on my lashes. Okay, so my final thoughts on things as a first impression, you know, because obviously you gotta play around with products a little bit more to see whether or not you really like them. But I mean, first impression, I am not that impressed with some of the products I've picked up, which disappoints me a lot because usually these always are so good and like so successful and I enjoy the stuff that I get, but this is just like a dud almost for me. Now, I will say the little complexion sponges are really soft. I like them. I don't really have any other sponges other than my Wet n Wild one and stuff, so it's probably due to get some new sponges. But I love how soft this is and bouncy it is. It's huge, so if you don't like a sponge that's usually this big, you might not like it. The medium sponge I feel like is a good size. If anything, I feel like if it was wet, if it was bigger, it could have replaced like my Wet n Wild one. But yeah, and this little baby one is cute. I don't know how practical it really is on how much I'm going to use it, but I know that I could definitely use this for my eyelids. I think I will actually use this more than I think I will. These are $10, by the way, I believe, because it was one of the more expensive things I got. But, I mean, you get 3 sponges, so it's about $3.30 each. Or $3.33 each, but you know, whatever. Oh gosh, this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, I don't like this. I don't. For this to be a satin finish, I disagree. I feel like it's a matte finish, but it also could be my type of skin because I do have extremely dry skin. The NYX Bare With Me Tinted Skin Veil, this is definitely a skin tint. This is pretty sheer, but I feel bad because I thought I would match this shade perfectly and I didn't. So I'm kind of not able to really give it a fair review on how I feel about it. And it does provide a little bit of a luminous glow, but not in the aspect of like, if you're like me who's into dewy stuff, don't look at this and think like dewy, okay? Like, it's a very mild dew. To other people, you know, they may just want a little bit of glow, and I feel like this is what would do that for you, because for me this just isn't dewy enough, which kind of sucks. I also feel like both of these sprays did not do anything. Like, this one was more glowing than this one for sure. I love the sprayer on this thing. Like, holy crap, this thing's great. I'm not super impressed with this. Like, I thought it was gonna give me a really dewy glow. You know, I want to find a new dewy setting spray, so that's why I keep trying these, but I'm definitely not impressed. And then for the e.l.f. highlighting palette, I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it lives up to the expectations I had. Mostly because I've heard such good things about this palette and people are like, oh my god, I love it, it's so great. Like, it's so affordable and like you get such good quality. And I don't know if I just got like a little bit of a dud or what, but it's not bad. I actually really love those shimmer shades up here, the top two right here. These are beautiful. I love them a lot. They're very nice and subtle and I love it. The metallic ones are not metallic, in my opinion. They are not. And then the glitter, I don't know. I feel like for some reason, why does it have more of a blue, like cooler undertone when it's with like a bunch of more warmer highlighting colors? I don't know. That might just be me. But I'm going to keep giving those things a try. But the one thing I'm very happy with, and I'm happy that I got, was the e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow. This is great. I love it. I love the look I made. I'm so happy I picked up this shade rather than like the neutral one that everybody was kind of going for, because I know there's people out there who like these colors but they feel like they're not approachable, or that they like it but they don't know how to make a look with it. And I feel like that happens a lot with cooler toned eyeshadows, especially these mauve-y shades, because that's how I was for the longest, and sometimes I still am. But I wanted to show you guys that you can really make a beautiful kind of everyday look with this eyeshadow palette, and you don't have to spend a fortune on top of that. This was just, you know, kind of like a first impressions, and yeah. I'm not super happy with how everything came out, but hey, you can't win them all, you know, that's just the way it is. But I'm gonna keep trying these out, see if maybe I can get them to like kind of work with me. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I enjoyed making this video for you guys, even though it wasn't a complete success. I just want to let you guys know, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. You guys are so sweet, and like the amount of love and like everything that you guys are giving me, I'm just over here like, oh my god, what? Like, it's just crazy. I love it so much. I really appreciate the fact that you guys watch my video all the way to the end, and you know, I just want to say thank you. I don't know how to say it, especially if you're a new subscriber or an old subscriber. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. So I'm going to stop talking because you're probably tired of hearing me. But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.